Bonjour, mes amis. We are right up close and personal with the tallest mountain in Europe, west of Russia, that is, Mont-Blanc, here at 4,810 meters tall. That's 15,777 feet tall, right in front of us. We are right now at 3,820 meters tall at the Glaciers du Midi here, right by Chamonix. And this is in France. We're in the French Alps right now at the terrace of the world. That's how I'm gonna call it, at least. So behold these views. It's awesome to see Mont Blanc so up close and personal. We have had the benefit of venturing around and seeing the beautiful views of France all the way to Italy via the gondola ride. And right here we have the Mer de Glace, the Sea of Glass, a huge glacier. And this is a perfect opportunity because it's not too sunny, it's not too dark, it's not too cloudy, it's just right. Perfect for taking photos, which I already did. And I just came from the glass box, which is very similar to the glass box in the Edge, or to the glass floor in the Edge. And there's also one at the Vanderbilt. And here's the huge line for it, with about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, 40 minutes for it. And it is absolutely stunning here. So this is a very short live video where I'm going to show you Mont Blanc. We're going to zoom in on Mont Blanc, but before I do, let me show you how the glass floor looked like. They had someone take photos, which was nice. The dude was super tall, so it was very funny. It's like the guy was like 6'4", so the photos were taken from that position. But it's really good. It adds a cool perspective. So that was the glass box, which is what people are waiting in line for. And in order to really get up here, you have to take the elevator. So this is accessible. You can actually visit this area, Glaciers du Midi, which means the needle at noon. Here, if you are in a wheelchair, you have mobility issues, you can reach this. And if you're a little bit sensitive to the altitude, you can stop midway, wait a minute, acclimatize yourself, and then come up to the rest of the way. It's doable as well. So let's take a better view of Mont Blanc. Susie says, oh gosh, I'll never get any sleep. Yeah, I'm seizing the day, you know. I don't know the weather in these mountains. They have their own weather system. So it is unpredictable what can transpire in the next few days in terms of weather. So that's why I felt the urge to go immediately. My first full day in Chamonix, immediately here. I saw that it was going to be a little bit sunny until the afternoon, and we're already starting to see the extent of that. And it's better to seize the day when it comes. If you get sun, come get these views. There's other attractions like the train. The train can be done in the rain. This, I'm glad I'm here while there's still some clear skies. So this continues to be covered and uncovered. So let's zoom in before any clouds come rolling in, which I think are going to come very soon. It's about to get very windy. I did not attach my mic right now, so pardon the wind. Neilbu says, I was sure you were going to Mont Blanc. I guessed it right. Oh, Neilbu, I'm so glad you guessed it right. Hey, Mika. Hello, Susie. Hello, Kay. Hello, everyone. Let me know if you are tuning in. I haven't said hi to you yet. Let me know if you're a new time viewer. So we're looking at Mont Blanc right now. First time it was scaled. It was summited in 1786 by Jacques Perrault and Michel Picard. A little hard to remember their names. These guys, they have a statue commemorating them in the town square. So let me pop up a photo which I took yesterday. Oh, it's getting very windy now. Mont-Blanc 1786, you can just imagine how arduous it was. Luckily, one of the guys was a doctor, so he knew if they got too much altitude sickness, which is very doable. You know, I was feeling woozy first 2 hours. It's a very similar feeling to feeling high. If you ever had cannabis, yeah, it's a very, very similar feeling. And I was feeling woozy being here first 2 hours. Altitude sickness is a real thing. You get a lightheadedness. It's the low oxygen. Oh, right here we have the glass box. Look at that. You can see it from the side. Ooh, this is a pro tip. Pro tip, if you are an Instagrammer, someone who wants to take an epic selfie, you're here with, say, 2 or 3 more people, you can have someone actually take a video or a selfie from this side. Kay says, how was the journey back down? So it was technically a journey back up because we're taller than Italy right now. And luckily it was clear halfway. So I got to see the Mer de Glace in full clarity as I took the gondola back from Italy to France. Yep, I just went to Italy for about 5 minutes. Went to the bathroom in Italy. Didn't do too much. I was a bit too worried that it was going to get too stormy. And lo and behold, it was too stormy. My gondola, I was in the set of 3 gondolas. They kept going out of Italy, and then kept going back. Out, just about 10 feet out, and then back. Out, just about 10 feet out, and then back. Out, about 5 feet out, and then back. And then, finally, it was the 4th time it went out, and then the skies cleared up, but by the time I got here, it was very cloudy. So right down there, we see beautiful Chamonix. And that's Chamonix. That town was the very first Winter Olympics back in 1924. That town already is 3,000 feet high. That means that's 2 Empire State Buildings high. Mika said that was a scary gondola. Oh yes. Oh yes, it was. I'll show you the gondola perspective from up here soon. But let me show you a little bit more Mont Blanc. So Mont Blanc now has a few routes. And let me show you a photo from the summit. This is how Mont Blanc will look from the summit. You know, the views are pretty much similar. Seems like this guy got up there probably during sunset. But that's the view from the top of Mont Blanc. Here's the poster from the very first Olympics, Winter Olympics that is, 1924 here in Chamonix. And here's one of the more famous scientists. Until his late age, he was climbing Mont Blanc various times a year. The man ended up getting some side effects from altitude sickness, so he moved down to Nice. And he's known as one of the top alpinists, or alpinologists? Alpinists, I think they're called. He studied the sciences up here. If anyone knows his name, do remind me. And here we can see people scaling the mountain. Back in the 1700s, Unleashed. That incident was actually the birth of mountaineering in the West. I'm not entirely sure about mountaineering out east, but in the West, that was the birth of mountaineering. Absolutely changed the game. And Mont Blanc actually has a tunnel running right through it. Connects France and Italy, which is amazing. Is there anyone on the top? Let's see. Neilbu says, am I at the Agile de Midi? Yes, I am at the Agile de Midi, the needle. pardon my French. Agile is needle. Du midi means middle or afternoon or noon. So the needle of noon. The reason is because at noon, the sun kind of just streaks right behind this needle. It's a cool effect. We missed that. It was a bit too cloudy. We don't see any climbers out right now, but they were a few once we passed the gondola. Rob says, looks so close, but so far away. So actually, if you were to get off here, Aguilé du Midi, which is already 3,000 meters high, if anyone can tell me, 3,800 meters high, tell me that what that is in feet. This is actually the hardest climb, hardest route that I know of for Mont Blanc. So if you want an easier route, you actually have to start more from basically Chamonix level, which is 3,000 feet already high. Rick says, how do they make all those Mont Blanc writing pens at that altitude? That's a good question. Of course, Mont Blanc pens are not made here in Mont Blanc, but it's named after the tallest mountain in Europe. Neobu says, how's the road up here? Oh, it's pretty smooth. I went from Lyon to Chamonix direct via bus. I took Flix bus, cost me 40 euros. There was an announcement, but I couldn't hear it in French. So look at this gorgeous Mer de Glace. The Mer de Glace extend all the way down, about to the level of Chamonix, even lower. This was a huge glacier, still is, but has been receding. So what we're seeing, I think, we're seeing the rocks. I don't think we're seeing ice down there. But it gets icier the further you go up. Nobu says we're at 12,000 feet. Thank you so much. Nobu, yeah. So we're seeing Italy. I think those peaks should be Italy. And we should be able to see Switzerland from here as well. And then Matterhorn, if it were clearer, we would be able to see it. Maybe the place the video I did earlier in the morning, maybe we saw a little bit of Matterhorn, not 100% sure. Look at that, wow. So the gondola ride to Italy ends just around here, the corner. So it went out through there, over here, through this tunnel, through the tunnel. There's like a mini museum up here and went up through the elevator. Susie says it doesn't look real. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look real, yeah. Even in person, it's almost surreal. I've always dreamt of seeing a mountain this up close, this snowy mountain this up close. This is the most up close I've been to a snowy mountain. I've streamed from the top of Mount Parnassus, which was, I think, 7,000, 8,000 feet tall. Check out that video from last year. I've streamed from Lake Como and seen the mountains from the lakeside. And in Seattle, we were so lucky that when we were at the Space Needle, we saw Mount Rainier from a distance. Okay, that was All Is Known from the Afterworld album here at beautiful Mont Blanc. That was the original, Urbanist original. You can find it by searching Afterworld Urbanist on Spotify. The artist name is Urbanist. Great song made by an artist named Kevin Jared. Really did a great job. Rob says I'm 2.4 miles up. And look at the sun right there. See you peeking through the clouds. Wow. So thank you so much, Justin, for your super chat. I appreciate you. Susie says fluffy clouds. Yeah, like cotton candy. Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful here, says Susie. It really is. Hello, Kenya. I thought the Georgian region of Saventi has the highest mountains in Europe. So almost everywhere they say that this is the tallest mountain in Europe is a bit of a nebulous definition because yes, Georgia has some very tall mountains that exceed this one, and then Russia has Mount Everest. So you can say this is the tallest mountain west of Russia in Europe. So not including the Caucasus. So we see people here at the glass box. Oh, I think Skycam is here. Right there. So here are all the mountains we see here. Mount Joly, Mont Charvon, La Tournette. Alright, let's see how much we can zoom in on Chamonix. And right there is the gondola station down to Chamonix. Tallest, highest gondola in the world, or lift in the world. Mika says, I can never stand in the glass box. Yeah. It's really fun. You can take photos with your own camera. They don't restrict it. You can take a video if you want to. Susie is, are you still staying in a cute little chalet? You'll see where I'm staying. Chamonix is pretty expensive, so I had to stay somewhere a little bit more on the budget. So don't expect the French chateau. Though, if you do Airbnb, it is doable to stay in a really fancy Airbnb for not too much money. But that would be a bit more advisable if you're traveling with 1 or 2 or 3 other people. There's one Airbnb with a pool, which is so cool, a heated pool. Susie says, are you walking down? I don't think from here you can walk down, but you can take the lift midway. The lift you have to transfer anyway midway because it's not continuous. So midway you can get off there and hike the rest of the way down. I'm not going to do that. It's going to get stormy very soon. Mystic says, is this clouds? Yeah, all this is clouds, and this is snow right here in Mont Blanc. And then there's a little cloud right by Mont Blanc, right there, peaking. And more clouds right over here. Look at that. Feel free to ask me any last questions. We see more of the glaciers here. This, as I mentioned in the other podcast, is a snow-capped mountain year-round. So you can come here on the hottest day of July. You know, it was in Lyon, it was 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. It was really hot. And this is still snow-capped. Lyon is only 2 hour and a half drive away. So I think on a sunny day we might be able to see a bit of Lyon. Yeah, no worries.
It's okay?
Yeah, go for it. I thought you were wearing Skepticals.
Come on.
I thought you were wearing the Snapchat.
No.
A pan robi live, czy?
Chyba tak.
Ale piękny.
RJ, am I experiencing shortness of breath? I did when I started going up the stairs. I experienced a bit of shortness of breath. I'm breathing pretty well. I have pretty good lungs. I think my lung capacity is actually really high. I did a test like last September. I did a test. It got pretty high, my lung capacity. It's because I walk a lot. I walk up to 10 miles a day, maybe sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less, but I walk a lot, almost on a daily basis. So I didn't breathe too heavily as I heard some other people, but I did feel lightheaded. I did feel woozy, and it was very similar to the effects of feeling high while smoking. So it's a very similar kind of, it didn't feel drowsy. I felt a little bit elated and giggly. It might be also because of the pleasure of being up here, but I've heard that other people have that same symptom. They feel a little bit giggly, a little bit kind of, funny. Am I hungry now, says Wendy? I am. You might have heard growls. Don't worry, they're not bears. That's my stomach. I am very hungry. I'm gonna go down soon to Chamonix as the clouds start coming roaring in, like my stomach is roaring. Wendy says it's like laughing gas. Yeah, I think so. I think it might be. I never tried laughing gas, but from what I've heard, I think it might be similar symptoms. Clouds are starting to roll in, starting to get chilly. Come here with a lot of layers. I came here with 4 layers. I still think I would have done better with a cardigan, a thicker mid-layer. Alright, I'm gonna stick around for 3 more minutes to round out the 30 minutes. I hope you enjoy the beautiful views of Mont-Blanc. It is breathtaking. I could be here for hours, though it's probably not advisable to be here for hours because you do have to get used to the altitude. I think I'm already pushing it, being here for 6 hours. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. They actually have an entire exhibition talking about the altitude and how it can affect your health. I did not feel like it was the perfect time to see such an exhibition, so I kind of skipped it. Raphael says, I'm on the top of the world. Yeah. Cue that song. What's that song? Top of the world. Yeah. I'm on top of the world. Yeah. We're not going to go to the glass box, but I'm going to show you here the gondola, the lift. Right there, the lift to nowhere. Tallest lift in the world, heads back down to Chamonix. Wow. You know, the feeling up here is undescribable. But if you do have the chance to come to the top of a mountain, and this is probably the easiest way you can do so, and this is a true blessing, I think, this Mont-Blanc Chamonix complex, because I know many people out there watch my show. Some people have mobility impairments, and in their lifetime they might not be able to see a mountain. But if you are able to come to Chamonix, which is doable, you can get up here if you have a wheelchair or you have some type of mobility impairment. And there's a wide range of afflictions, but you'll be able to get up here, and this is a true blessing. And part of that is magical. I saw a guy with the leg straps, I'm not sure what they're called, to hold on. There's a plane passing, but we can't see it. It was awesome to see someone, you know, able to come up here. I saw people who were in their very late age, 80s, 90s, coming up here. It's really, really magical. And then no wonder this attracted hundreds, thousands upon thousands of people. Now more than that, hundreds of thousands of people come here per year, coming to climb these mountains. It's just surreal. It's otherworldly. You can just imagine, no ancient Roman, no ancient Greek, no ancient Chinese, ancient Japanese, medieval English, no one for centuries was able to see the top of the mountain this perspective until the past 300 years or so. There might be a few exceptions, of course, but generally, most of humanity has never seen these views. Mystica says, are your hands numb? They're getting numb, yeah. I'm gonna go inside. So one more time, here is Mont Blanc. I am posting a bonus 360 video so you can see these views. It was when it was purely sunny. So if you want to see 360 views of Mont Blanc, you can become a patron, patreon.com/urbanist. Or if you really enjoyed this and want to chip in the amount that had to come up here, I spent €117 for a 4-day pass. There's a lot of attractions included with that. A few scenic trains, other gondolas, so I might feature more stuff tomorrow and Saturday, so stay tuned. I think it's going to be sunny on Saturday as well, which is good. So patreon.com/urbanist, or for a single time, paypal.me/Ariel Vieira. And can you call me just as I am about to go out? Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in here for Mont Blanc. I am just elated and cold. Temperatures are dropping now, and I think it's time for me to go back to Chamonix, which is not ground level but still 3,000 feet high, but I think it's a more reasonable altitude to spend the rest of the evening. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome, and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Au revoir. From the top of the French Alps. Au revoir, bientôt. Bonne journée, mes amis.